5 more tips for exam strategy at A-level. So I've given you 5 exam strategy tips already. If you're here, I guess you found them useful. Here are 5 more ways that you can make sure you're maximising your marks in the exam. Again, while I'm an A-level psychology teacher and I'll be referring to the psychology exams, these tips will apply whatever exam you're sitting. 6. Read the question very carefully. Then read it again. Spending an extra few seconds really considering the demands of the question is better than wasting minutes writing the wrong thing. Underline the command word. What exactly is it asking you to do? What would you be wasting your time talking about? A good example is from last year's Psychology Paper 1. Outline how Lorenz and Harlow studied attachment using animals. How means procedure, but far more than half of students gave findings and conclusions. More than half. So chances are that would have been you, wasting time writing about something that gained no credit, taking time and writing space away in a question that should have been easy marks. 7. Double check you're actually answering the question. Okay, this is a slightly different point. As you're writing your response and after you've finished, read the question again and ask yourself, are the points I'm making directly answering the question? You'll lose marks if your response loses focus. Basically meaning you're answering the question you want to answer, not the one asked. This is an easy mistake to make, especially if you're feeling a little unprepared for the question. In psychology, it's okay to use a generic evaluation or give another explanation for the behaviour, but you have to make sure you explain it in the context of what you've been asked to write about. 8. Check available marks. With short responses, look how many marks are available. If it's 2 or 3 or 4, how do you think you're expected to earn those points? You might be limiting yourself if you say the correct answer, but not developing it enough. With psychology essays, keep in mind that they should be weighted towards more evaluation, especially if they're not application essays. 9. Answer every question. The lowest you can get for a question is 0, and the only way you're 100% guaranteed that is if you leave the question blank. Even if you're very unsure of yourself, you should consider, what do I know of psychology? What would make sense here? Then make sure what you do write is linked to the question, as best you can. It's a total waste to leave anything blank. 10. Use every single minute. The one thing I'm amazed at in the exam hall is the number of students who put their pens down, 5, 10, or even 20 minutes before the end of the exam. You've sat in the classroom for hundreds of hours for this exam. You have just 120 minutes to show off everything you know. So it could be for 2 reasons that you stop early. 1, you've responded to every question, you've checked it over, and you feel like you've done okay, but you've just finished. In this case, you need to be triple, quadruple checking that you've interpreted each question correctly. You'll be surprised the number of strong students who misread, and finding out now will give you a chance to alter what you've written to the demands of the question, or maybe add additional points and get those extra marks. Or 2, you've struggled. You feel you've answered everything you can, and you've had a bit of go at questions, but you're really unsure, and you've run out of things to say. Right now, you really need to keep adding. You're not going to lose anything by looking over responses again and again, and seeing if you can make connections between that question and what you do know of psychology. Now, the number of students who miss out on a grade by 1 mark is huge. You could be one of them. If you close that paper early, you might be closing your chance of getting that 1 extra mark that makes a difference. PsychBoost is supported by students on Patreon. To help PsychBoost in creating free educational content and get access to video scripts, follow the link. I hope that student skills video is useful. Don't forget I've got content videos for all 3 papers and a website with lots of free resources. Thanks for watching.